And we're live. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Andy here within South Florida with the one and only Mario Quintero for the One Stop Shop Happy Hour, coming to you live every Thursday at 4 p.m. And we have a great one today. I'm kind of a little bit confused, honestly. I see Mario's in a jacket and I came in my fishing shirt. I thought we were going to be casting today, man. I got my gear.
Recasting.
What do you mean recasting?
Recasting.
I got my fishing tackle. I thought we were going to be casting, man. I'm ready to go and hit the water. Recasting. Mario, what is recasting?
We're going to be recasting, and it has nothing to do with fishing. So if you're a fisherman and you understand casting and recasting, this has nothing to do with it.
So we're broadcasting here. And then when this is over, we're going to be recasting the broadcast. Is that?
No, it has nothing to do with that either.
Folks, if you're as confused as I am, stay tuned for today's show because Mario is going to talk to us about how people can save some money and really do things the right way.
So recasting is a process for those consumers that have a conventional loan. And this is primarily for conventional loans.
Okay.
It does not apply to VA loans or FHA loans or any other type of loan. This is primarily a process for conventional loans where if the consumer has a very good interest rate and they don't want to disrupt that rate and they've already paid several years into the loan, recasting is a way to kind of recalculate their payment by paying off directly towards the principal.
Wow.
Okay, so they pay down their principal. Let's say they got a bonus check. The husband and wife get a bonus check and they decide, let's apply this to the principal.
Sure.
They get bonus checks plus maybe an IRS tax return.
Right.
They take that lump sum. They could call the lender and say, I want to recast. And I want to recast with this amount of money, and then they can start the process.
All right, I'm definitely not an expert in homes or mortgages, but I've never heard of that. I bet there's thousands of people out there that don't know exactly what that is.
Well, most people don't, and this has to be basically spoken to each individual lender because each one may have a little slight different nuance to their process and the cost, and we'll get into the cost and the process and all of that, but each individual lender, if you call the 800 number of your customer service department for your mortgage, all you got to do is call up and say, listen, I'd like some information about recasting my loan because I have a 3.5% interest rate. I've already paid 5 years into it and I want to lower my principal. And when they do the recast, then your payment, your monthly principal and interest payment will get readjusted down against that new principal.
Amazing. I've been doing these videos with Mario now for months and each one I learned something new, and this is something that is very informative and a lot of people probably are not aware of, Mario. What does it take? What is it take to be eligible for this recasting process?
So the client needs to have their payments up to date.
Okay, very important.
They need to have made at least $10,000 in mortgage payments towards their mortgage over the last 12 months. Okay, that's the primary eligibility, and then it's just a matter of following the process.
Wow, incredible. Folks, if you're looking for a mortgage or if you have a mortgage and you're looking to refinance, before you do that, get in contact with Mario and ask him about recasting. Tell him you saw this video. I want to welcome George on the broadcast. I want to welcome Michelle. I want to welcome everybody watching. For those of you the first time, my name is Andy within South Florida. We're here with Mario Quintero from the Mind of Quintero, the one-stop shop happy hour, and we're talking about recasting. No. Put away your fishing gear. This is going to save you money. Mario, how many times can a loan be recast?
An unlimited amount of times.
Oh my God, are you serious?
So in a situation where each year, let's say you get a bonus and you also get maybe a tax return check, you could take that money and instead of just blowing it, you might want to consider to apply it to your principal in a recast way
That's incredible.
and continue to lower your monthly mortgage payment year after year by doing a recast.
That is incredible. Why isn't this more common knowledge out there, Mario? I mean,
Well, unfortunately, not everybody knows about it.
yeah,
Not everybody knows that this process exists. Sometimes, a consumer might go to a lender and the immediate response is, let's do a refi.
right.
Okay.
Which is very common.
Refis are very common and they're very good. So a refi usually is very good if you're going to change the term and the rate of the loan,
Right.
and possibly add a consolidation of debt to that to lower those high interest rate
Got it.
credit cards. So that is when a refinance
Refi is in place.
is very good. But if you don't have to do a debt consolidation and you came across a lump sum of money that you say, well, I'm going to put it in the bank
Right.
and make 1% on this money,
Right.
maybe you're better off just taking that lump, putting it towards your
That makes
mortgage,
sense.
lowering your monthly principal and interest payment, and you're also building the equity of your property.
You mentioned that there's not a limit to how many times you can do a recast, but is there a minimum amount of payments that must be made before you do the next recast?
Yes, you need to make at least 2 payments
Okay.
before you do the next recast on the prior, okay?
Right, of course.
And you also need to apply at least $10,000. I hit the wrong button. So what happens is after you make 2 payments,
Right.
on the recast, you can do that, but also you need to apply at least $10,000 of payment. So if your payment is $2,000 a month, 5 months times 2 is 10,000, plus the 2 months that you already paid on the new one, you can then go ahead and apply for a new recast.
So, Mario, this sounds fantastic. I'm sure a lot of our viewers say, hey, you know what? I can do that. When I asked my mortgage broker, he didn't tell me anything about this, but you know what? I don't have that much money. I don't have that much money for a recast. Is there a minimum amount or minimum lump sum payment required to enter into this recast process?
No, there's no minimum. So if you have $5,000,
I can use $5,000
to do a recast and
Wow.
lower your principal by $5,000.
as long as the prior qualifications have been made that you've made a payment minimum of $10,000.
That's correct.
Wow.
Now, keep in mind that each mortgage servicer, the company that services your mortgage loan,
Right,
that you get
right.
your statements from every month, and if you have a question, they're the ones that you call. Each one may have a little different way of doing this,
course.
but if it's a conventional loan, a Fannie Mae loan, it will qualify for a recast.
Wow, that is a golden knowledge information there. Mario, I'm sure that while people can lower their payments and save money in the long run, that there's a cost to do this process, and maybe it's an astronomical cost. How much does it cost to begin this process?
It's not a lot of money. It's anywhere, depending on the servicer. We've looked into it between $100 and $400.
$100 and
Minimum
$400.
$100 to probably a maximum of $400. And the whole process basically takes 45 to 60 days. And once the process is finalized, you will see the recalculated or recasted payment on your monthly statement that you get once a month
So invest a couple $100, the potential to save thousands of dollars.
over the life of the loan.
Wow. There's a reason why they call this guy the Mind of Quintero, because he's always looking for ways to help consumers and help residents here of the South Florida market. And I never knew about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have any questions on this, or if you guys never heard about recasting, go ahead and leave a comment on the chat there. Also, if you have any questions from Mario, we're live here and Mario will be able to answer them now, or we can answer them later on the chat if you're watching on the replay. Dude, that is absolutely fantastic. And
So I wanted to add something. While the recast is being the process
is in process,
is
right.
being done, you need to continue to make your timely payments of your current mortgage payment.
Okay.
So there can't be any interruption of payments. They have to continue being made timely every month. and then once the recast is approved and it takes place, then that's the month that you can start making the new payment.
So a question that comes to mind, because I know that in a prior show we talked about financing and securing a mortgage, and that you mentioned that you weren't supposed to go out and make a major investment or a major purchase of like buy a new car in the middle. Does credit have anything to factor in with recasting?
Well, the thing is with recasting is that your interest rate and the term of the loan are not going to change.
Okay.
So that's already etched in stone. That is not going to change.
So your credit does not play a factor.
More than likely, they're not going to rerun your credit because you've been making the payments on time
Right.
all along. And that's the number one thing that's important to the lender. So as long as your payments are on time, your interest rate and the term of the loan is going to remain the same. The only thing that's going to change in a recast is actually the amount of your principal balance
Right.
that will reduce once they process that. And then there's another way that you can reduce the principal balance, which is what I discuss with all our clients, and that is by once a year making
An extra payment.
an extra payment towards your principal. Sometimes I could take off 8 years off a 30-year mortgage. So I'm a big proponent of doing that. I'm not a proponent of the biweekly deduction towards the principal, because that's a costly proposition to the consumer.
Okay.
You got to pay to set that up. You got to pay for every withdrawal twice a month, and it's going to give you the same benefit as if you were to make one extra payment once every 12 calendar months.
Very, very interesting. Mario, if somebody's watching live or somebody's watching on the replay and, they're confused now, I have some extra cash, I have $5,000, $10,000. What do you charge to talk to somebody and just give them the advice that they are looking for?
I would not charge them anything for this conversation. I actually don't charge for consultations,
Wow.
period. I basically get paid if I close a loan, or if I sell a home, or I sell a home once it's listed. So my clients do not pay me any fees.
Wow.
So, that's the way we operate.
So somebody can pick up the phone, call you and say, hey, I saw your videos, I saw your broadcast, I've heard about you, I see you all over social media, and I have this issue with my mortgage, or I want to do this, or I'm interested in learning more. They can call you without a fee, and you will work with them and talk to them and give them their advice.
That's what I'm here for.
Wow.
That's how I build the relationships in our business. I mean, you got to help people, and people eventually will help you.
And you've been many years in this business. I know in the month of December, we mentioned in one of the broadcasts that you celebrated your anniversary, and the length of time the office has been open, and you've been in the business how many years?
17 years.
17 years making dreams come true for individuals in South Florida.
And navigating turbulences.
Navigating turbulences, not turbulences of casting on a boat. We're here on land and we're not moving, but if you want to know about the 88 turbulences, check out marioshomenews.com. Check out their website. There's a section there that says videos. And we have like 12, 15 videos up there now, maybe even more.
I think we have more. And I want to thank all the clients that have taken the time to videotape testimonials.
Yes.
That's growing.
Yes.
And this week we're going to start growing once again our referral partners. We have a couple of those planned for next week that we're going to be filming to introduce some of our referral partners and other business partners that work with us, and their families work with us. So we're looking to continue to expand that library on marioshomenews.com and the whole concept of the one-stop shop. So
and we just launched your channel on YouTube.
Yes, we did.
So all his videos are on YouTube as well. We welcome you to go check it out and share and learn, because especially the client testimonials, those are huge. Folks, if you haven't seen those, go visit the site, marioshomenews.com, and check out, while this guy is a specialist and a professional, and you see his knowledge base, what you really want to do is you want to hear from his clients. You want to hear from people that have actually done transactions with Mario. And that will give you a real concept and idea of what it will be like if you picked up the phone and you called them and you said, hey, I'm looking for a home. I have a home to sell. A lot of content there if you're a renter, how to save money, if you're a doctor or you graduated. Man, we could go on and on the library of content that Mario has, but we'll leave that up to you. Go ahead and check out marioshomenews.com and learn from yourself.
And the other thing is, with those testimonials, you'll hear it's not just about me. I have a whole team behind me that helps me make things happen. So a lot of times they're extremely helpful. They get to exchange communications with the client directly. I don't hold back from having our clients deal directly with my team members. You know, and that's what makes it so efficient and keep the communications so smoothly. So the people that work with me and assist me, you know, it's incredible what they do behind the scenes to make everything happen.
You guys just heard the phrase, right? It takes a village. Well, he has a village working for him. They're all back behind that wall there. And these guys are fantastic. We had the pleasure of meeting them and giving them quick interviews during the holidays. That video is on marioshomenews.com, and you guys can check that out. Mario, what's the best number that somebody can get a hold of you at?
If you want to get a hold of me, there's two numbers. My direct line is my cell, 305-588-0451. If you want to call the office during regular business hours, 9 to 5:30, the number here is 305-598-1600.
And you do answer your phone at all times, because I've called them on the weekends, I've called them at night, and this guy, either by text or by phone, he picks up the phone.
And on vacation.
And on vacation, he was in Arizona, right? Yeah. How did that go for you up there?
It was beautiful. I got a chance to interview my nephew, Ciro. And we played that video last week. He just wrote a book about how millennials can buy a home. He's a millennial, so he's writing it from personal experiences. And you can check that video out too, and the book is available now on Amazon.com.
Awesome. Folks, Andy here within South Florida. If you're looking to buy, rent, if you have a property you want to sell, you want to refinance, you want to go casting or recasting, contact Mario Quintero, the Mind of Quintero, and we're here at the One Stop Shop, coming to you live every Thursday from his village. And what can I say, man? I mean, you're definitely out there. You're sharing a lot of knowledge and a lot of fans by the looks of this broadcast. Fantastic, buddy.
Thank you.
Fantastic. It looks like a great year.
We're looking forward to it. And to everyone out there, one of the ways you could help your friends, family, and referral partners, if you liked what you heard here, don't hesitate or don't be afraid to share this video when we finish. Because you never know who you will be helping out from this piece of information. So don't be shy in sharing it, and we appreciate you sharing the video.
And if you have any questions, if you didn't catch us live, but you're watching us on the replay, you have any questions, type them in the chat there, and Mario will get back to you. Absolutely.
Thank you, Andy.
Pleasure, my friend.
See you next week.
Thanks, folks. See you next Thursday. Talk to you soon.